at the percentages of various elements within a chemical sample. When given just the chemical formula, the way we did this was by using the periodic table. Okay, so you found the total mass of the compound using the masses from the periodic table, and then you found the percentages of each element present by taking the partial mass of the element and dividing it by the total mass of the compound. Okay, so that's how we do it when all we have is the chemical formula. There is another way that you can find percent composition, and that is if you're given the actual masses up front. So you don't necessarily need the periodic table, and if you are given masses, you need to use the masses in the problem. So for example, in this case, it tells us that we have a 13.6 gram sample of a compound that contains only magnesium and oxygen. When it's broken down, 5.40 grams of oxygen and 8.20 grams of magnesium are obtained. What's the percent composition by mass of this compound? Okay, so in this case, you're not even given the formula. Okay, so you can't go to the periodic table, but it does tell you that your total sample is 13.60 grams. So in this case, that's going to be our bottom number. That is the whole amount or the total amount. And it tells us that we have magnesium and oxygen in the sample. So that means we want to find the percent of magnesium and the percent of oxygen. Well, it tells you how much you have of each of those. So it tells us that we have 5.40 grams of oxygen. So that is the partial value for oxygen. So when we want to find the percent composition of oxygen, we would have the amount of oxygen, which is 5.40, divided by the total mass of the sample times 100 to get our oxygen. So these are actually easier than the other type. Then it tells us our amount of magnesium. So to find the percent of magnesium, we just take that value, 8.2, divided by the total to get our percent magnesium. Okay, and remember that you're at your 2 percentages or 3 or whatever you have should add up to 100. Okay, so I want you to practice these. You can use these models in the PowerPoint if you need help. Okay, but in Classkick now, page 2 of that assignment we were working on yesterday, bring it up. Page 2 has our percent composition. Okay, so there are just boxes for you to fill in. If you are doing your work on paper and you type your answers in and they come out correct, then you don't need to worry about anything else. Okay, I can see that you're doing them correctly and I'm fine with that. But if you are getting them wrong, if they are showing up as incorrect on your end, I need you to type in your work in this space so that I can help you. I cannot give you credit for this assignment if your answers are wrong and you don't show work. Okay, so please make sure you're showing work. You're going to round your answers to 1 decimal place here so that the computer recognizes them. And the first 2 examples are, you're given the formula, so you need to use the periodic table. The second 2 examples, you're given the actual masses, so you don't need the periodic table for those. Okay, raise your hand if you need help. Please, please, please spend time doing this so that you don't get too far behind. Okay, I will be monitoring you in Classkick, so if you need help, put up your hand.